All right, we're doing the last part of this social studies reading, and tomorrow we'll do some science. But we're doing part 2 of this worksheet. So Spanish missions 2. And the date is April 9th, 20th. So I hope you're doing this on a notebook or scrap paper. Actually, I just realized we had one more paragraph over here to finish. So, Native resistance to missions. Native Americans resisted their treatment in the missions in many ways. Many mission Indians refused to learn Spanish or pretended not to understand commands given in Spanish. They worked slowly on purpose. Native laborers secretly drew traditional Native American markings all over the mission's buildings. So I made a little mistake here. I should have read you this question before we jumped into it. But how did the Native Americans resist the Spanish? So you are looking here. Resist means to fight. And you are looking here for answers on this question. How did the Native Americans resist, push back? And so I hope you are pausing the video and trying this on your own. And I think I see some stuff up here with this refusal. There's more details in here. I'd like you to give at least 2 examples, please. Alrighty. I just want to praise, the students who are doing this work are doing such a great job. So keep it up. Thank you. So before we jump into paragraph 9, why was it difficult for Native Americans to resist the Spanish? So why was it difficult for them to fight back? Escape seemed to be the best solution, but soldiers would track down runaway Native Americans. The Spanish priests, called padres, kept records of baptized Native Americans for each village. Squads of soldiers at each mission searched the villages for runaways. So, why is it difficult for the Native Americans to fight the Spanish? Taking a look here, they talk about these records. And who are these search squads? I'm giving too many answers. I'm going to stop. Paragraph 10, it is asking you, what is the main idea of this passage? So I think you guys know about main idea. So runaways could not go to Native American villages because soldiers would attack the villages. Runaways also brought new diseases from the missions to these villages. These diseases and the poor health of the Native Americans in the missions kept many from fleeing. Thousands of Native Americans tried, but only about 10%, or about 8,000, escaped the missions. Now, I do think there is some information in paragraph 10 that might help you answer paragraph 9. So you might want to use a detail here. And yeah, what is the main idea of this passage? So I would pause the video here, read this paragraph again, and ask yourself, what is this paragraph all about? Make sure that you paraphrase your words, meaning you say it in kid talk. Do not copy sentences from here. Use your own words. Paragraph 11. What was a consequence of Native American rebellion? So what are the consequences of Native Americans fighting back? Mission Native Americans sometimes poisoned the priests. In 1836, Native Americans kidnapped a priest. Then they whipped him, as the Spanish had done to so many of them. So this is a very serious paragraph. So I will say I got a little confused for a second because I was just getting confused by this question. So what was a consequence of Native American rebellion? I think you might be getting confused, as I just did. I had a little brain fart there about consequence, meaning this word consequence here means more what was the result? What happened when Native Americans fought back, rebelled? So what would they do, the Native Americans? All right. And there are more also. This paragraph here is going to help you answer this paragraph. So what was the result of Native American rebellion? Here it talks about what Native Americans would do. But over here, it talks about what would happen after they would do that. So let's give this paragraph a try. The first revolt happened at Mission San Diego in October 1775. 1,000 Kumeyaay warriors burned the mission and killed the priest. In 1781, the Quechan tribe destroyed 2 missions built in their territory. They killed 55 colonists, including 4 padres, 31 soldiers, and 20 civilians. So let's move on now to paragraph 13 and 14. I think you guys are going to find this part interesting. What were the results of the Native American rebellions? So again, what would happen after the Native Americans rebelled? Most of the rebellious Native Americans surrendered to Spanish troops because they had better weapons. But many Native Americans refused to return to the missions. They told the colonists that they would live off whatever they had out in the open country. They could provide for themselves by their work. So what would happen here when the Native Americans, after the Native Americans would rebel, would fight back? And this question here, diseases, thought you guys might find that interesting because of the disease we are living in history right now. But here we go. How did the missions end? How had the lives of Native Americans changed? So why did the mission stop? And what was it like for the Native Americans once it had ended? Foreign diseases destroyed the majority of Native peoples. They swept through the mission Native American populations from 1777 to 1833. Thousands of Native American men, women, and children died from these illnesses. The missions were finally ended when Mexico gained independence from Spain. The new Mexican government closed the missions. Remember, California was once part of Mexico. When the missions finally ended in 1836, about 100,000 Native Americans had died of diseases. So again, this question, how did the missions end? And how did the lives of Native Americans change? So I do hope that I'm realizing here that I wasn't showing you on my paper. But as you were answering these questions here. We'll go back to the very first one, question 8. You do not need to copy the question down, but if you want to, yes. Question 8. How did the Native Americans resist the Spanish? The Native Americans resisted the Spanish by, that's one way to set up a sentence. And you write the numbers in, and please take a photo of any work you do, and send it to me. And I'm looking forward to talking to you guys later today. Hope you're well. Bye-bye.